Hey guys, so this video is going to explore a little bit of this variation playground which the New York Philharmonic Orchestra put together um, for a number of pieces, but this one specifically is looking at Benjamin Britten's The Young Person's Guide to the Orchestra. It's going to introduce us to the idea of loops, which in a couple of videos I'm going to be talking about more in depth, so you can sort of get a basic handle of them. So this first page is what will come up for this website, and there's four choices for different instruments that we can choose. We can either choose the trombone, um, the xylophone, the marimba, the clarinet, or like a cello slash viola string instrument. I'm going to start with the trombone, but you can pick whichever you like. Then you click play, and it loads up this screen. So first, let's orient ourselves a little bit. This top bar up here, if you chose an instrument and then want to switch your choice because you're not liking how it sounds, you can switch it up there. The four options are there. Now, at the bottom is how the original song goes. Now, what this program is trying to get you to do is make some variation of that. You can start with a simple variation where you just you keep this format of these four parts together and just choose your own. So this first page that it's showing you, all of these different choices, are sort of focusing on this first little sound clip, this first loop. And you can either keep it the same, you can try to find that same one, or you can change it. You can click on the different ones, and they all sound a little different. And you can pick which one. The colors and things, let me do this. This question mark up at the top will sort of give you a guide as to what's there. So major or minor, which we sort of talked about with a little bit of ukulele, where major is a little brighter sounding, whereas minor is a little darker or happier and sadder. And then on the right side, you can't quite see all of it. Let me move myself. There's the different dynamics. Those are something we haven't really talked about, but how loud is like the F, the middle part, and then it gets softer as it goes away from the middle. And then there's different speeds as well, different tempos. So largo is slow, moderato is mediate, and presto is fast. So I can show you, say we go through this major one. Oh. That's pretty slow and pretty loud. Faster, and you can see that that's a lot softer. So you can play around with checking which one you want. If you want to replace one, you have to click what's already there and drag it out. And then you can drag in. Say I want to do this fast one. Definitely listen to it before. I didn't do that. So I like that one, so I'll use that there. One other thing that you can do with just this first screen, the triad screen, is you can flip them. So if you wanted it to go from high to low, you could do that too. Then, once you're happy with whatever your first choice is, your first loop, then you can switch to the moving scale, which is this next part. And you can play around with again, the different speeds, the different different sounds that are going on. Oh, I forgot to say that this left side over here is not decorated, so that means that there's no like fancy notes going on, whereas like this right side is more decorated. There's a lot more notes going on. I'm gonna choose that one. Let's see how that goes. Pop that in there. I'm gonna get rid of the other one. You don't necessarily have to, you can make it your own. However you want to design it. Now I'm going to go to the next part. The pattern down is what they call it. Okay, I don't want to hear the whole thing. I think I'm going to go for a faster one. So I'm going to plop that in there and delete that one. And then I'm going to go to the ending. Let's see. I'll go with that one. And then get rid of it. And then you can play your variation. So then, if you're happy with it, you can definitely just go right up to the top, click that, and then you can copy that link there and post it on Google Classroom. You can obviously, you don't have to keep just the 4 parts. You can add more loops in so that you can make it much longer. Also, I'm going to move myself again. There's a plus down at the bottom right that you can add a different variation. So maybe you create a couple of them and then share them all. That's an option too. You can, as I said, play around with what instrument is playing, but it changes the whole thing. So right now I created this with the trombone, but if I say I wanted the strings instead, it's going to change how it's sounding. So there you go. And yeah, check it out, have some fun. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions.